GamingBolt presents 15 craziest things players have done in PUBG. As arguably the biggest breakout success of 2017, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has been the go-to game for millions of players. Survival experts, shooter fans, memers, the PUBG community has more than its fair share of diversity going on. Thankfully, that makes it an endless source of entertainment, so let's take a look at the 15 craziest things players have done in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Death races. Stone Mountain 64. Though it's more akin to the cartoon Wacky Races, seeing groups of players organize into a single race is incredible. Courtesy of Stone Mountain 64, players grouped together in different vehicles and raced to the finish line. Shenanigans included being able to shoot each other past the first checkpoint and stealing other cars if one is destroyed. Coupled with PUBG's, at the time, hilarious car physics, the results were hilarious to say the least. Crossbow Kill onto target in moving car. Papa Brun. Though it's easy to win that elusive chicken dinner by, well, doing nothing, some players possess serious killing ability for coming out on top. Papa Brun is one such example, hitting a crossbow shot from some distance away on someone driving in a car. It's the sheer prediction that's amazing, even if it was kind of a lucky shot. Stranger and Stranger. Sal Id. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is as much about unpredictability as it is strategy, except if you're cheating, but you're not, right? At one point, Sal Id found himself against two players in a UAZ. Escaping to a nearby tunnel and heading underground for some supplies, Sal Id was pursued by that same UAZ that jammed down the tunnel to get him. Hilariously enough, not only does the vehicle pass through him, but he's able to kill both players and survive, working as intended, naturally. Motorcycle Stomping. Shamu Lol. You want to talk about luck or insane skill? This particular play has a bit of both. Two players, one being Shamu Lol, fly off a cliff on a motorcycle. They subsequently land near a building, on top of another player, and crush him to death perfectly. It's one of those things you have to stop and question as to how it really worked, but it did, and that's all that matters. Driving through a window. Bacon Pac-Man. Of course, there are other wonky physics at play. Bacon Pac-Man and his buddy drove a motorcycle off a jump and through a building's window, landing up inside. They proceed to kill the enemy within before fending for their lives against others. Backup arrives eventually, but you have to wonder what would have happened if they didn't make it through that window. Tragic Red Zone. Pashaya Music. Machinima can be hit or miss, and while this one may not strike a chord with most people, PUBG players can probably relate. Edited by Pashaya Music on YouTube, the cinematic seems to be about life and death and losing close friends. Of course, the big rib at the end is about everyone's favorite zone. Worth a watch and remembering anytime you brag about surviving in the red zone. Car Wreck Ambush. Sir Lance. What do you do when your car is wrecked and the squad is stranded? Improvise, of course, just like Sir Lance's team did. When their car flipped over, they stayed in the wreckage as other teams slaughtered each other. Eventually, they ambushed the survivors and secured the win. Call it cheap or ingenious, it's certainly entertaining. Evel Knievel 2. O'Reilly Bro. Take O'Reilly Bro's play. Driving along on a motorcycle with his friend in the sidecar, the duo hit a jump, cleared a house, and nearly landed a front flip. Our main man got out in time and proceeded to gun down 3 enemy players that happened to be on the other side. His friend unfortunately found himself downed while the motorcycle was on fire. No one said the game had to make any sense. Shotgun Rhinoplasty. Madude. Madude sounds like a pretty nice guy when he's not wielding a shotgun. At some point in a match, he was carefully slinking around and gathering supplies. The sound of a vehicle suddenly rang out and Madude decided to try his luck. With only one shotgun blast, he killed all 3 people in the car while it was moving. Bridge Blockage and Massacre. D-Cop. You've probably heard of D-Cop, a former Overwatch pro player who excelled with tanks. Regardless of his performance there, he had an amazing play in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds when his squad camped a bridge and took on anyone who dared to cross. The blockage eventually collapsed into a mess of exploding cars as 9 opposing players were killed. Skeet Shooting. PlayerUnknown. Scoring kills on moving targets, whether with a shotgun or a crossbow, is impressive. Don't get us wrong. PlayerUnknown went a step further and actually sniped an enemy off of a motorcycle. Not only is the distance fairly large in this case, but the prediction and accounting for bullet drop-off is essential for success. PlayerUnknown pulled it off though with great success. The Average Gamers. As noted near the beginning, there are a number of ways to win in PUBG. The average gamers decided one of the more intriguing approaches was to go without any weapons or gear, mostly hiding in the mountains without any clothes to see how long they could survive. Unfortunately, they eventually faced off against armed players and lost, but at least they came in second. Passive victory. Kurt J. Mack. Kurt J. Mack, on the other hand, actually achieved the incredible feat of winning a game without killing a single person. It eventually came down to the wire as he and his teammates stayed in the blue zone, constantly healing, while his opponent died out. These are the kinds of plays that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds enables, and it's pretty cool to see such a variety of strategies. Beast Mode. Andy Pyro. There are sick plays and then there are absolutely amazing showcases of skill. Andy Pyro fits into the latter when it was him and his teammate with 5 other enemies remaining. After killing one enemy, Andy Pyro goes to revive his teammate. After this, he downs 3 more enemies and with almost no ammo in his M4, switches to the Kar 98 for a quick snipe headshot on the 5th enemy for the win. Credit is also due for his teammate who provided the callouts that allowed Andy to pop off. Crazy Taxi Mashup. Kiro GX. In a short but sweet mashup video, Kiro GX on YouTube created a machinima that reimagined PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds as Sega's beloved Crazy Taxi. It features the menus, UI, voiceovers, and other nice little touches, including the results screen. We're not sure if an actual taxi service would be viable with PUBG's kind of physics, but it wouldn't be the weirdest thing going on in the game. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.